Hello? Merc? It's Joe. Look, I'm absolutely sick of you playing these games. You can either come into work within the hour or don't bother at all. You're not a poet. Oh, and if you do bother coming in, leave the bear at home. You're embarrassing yourself and the company. Thanks. Bye.
We are the same. We escape in different ways. You pull out the needle. I pull out 5 pies in different trays. You kill yourself with heroin and speed. I kill myself with pure food greed. Who's to say which addiction is worse? Force-feeding a sadness that rips into my life. A sadness that places a place on my shoulder, a home with a vacant sign. Creamy cheeses is a shimmer to an outlet. A pipe for you is a home to an unknown place. Maybe a place where you're accepted and free. Morphing images of a healthy body isn't enough to stop me. Why? Why both of us? Cheap activities? Hard possibilities. Unhealthy true reality. An aroma of meth plasters the walls around you. The crunch of a chip strengthens my happiness. Guilt erodes me into a darkness, almost sucking me into paralysis. The life we got sucked into lead. The life we sometimes wish to be free. I'm as bad as you. I'm as addicted as you. Glossy fingers from a greasy dish. Burnt blankets from too much hash. Who's to say I'm better than you? We are the same in an unhealthy addiction. Sad mind and name. I'm sorry for technical difficulties. The professor is of advanced age, and these new technologies sometimes get lost on her. But I'm glad we all got to see the piece, finally. So, the first piece is entitled, We Are the Same. Now, these are admittedly going to be some difficult pieces that we're going to cover tonight. I think maybe we should include a trigger warning. From here on forward, we're going to be tackling some very painful issues of addictions and longings. And I just want everybody to be aware, if you're not comfortable, please feel free to step out of the class and you will receive no missed attendance for this session. So that said, if everybody's comfortable, We Are the Same is the first piece. Now, our poetess, as we know, because we have been gifted with some of her personal history, so we understand that she has grown up in a very difficult situation. Practically some kind of drug house with meth-addicted parents, we're assuming from this. And of course, through no fault of her own, she's clearly picked up some sort of addiction. And what she's trying to convey to us in this piece, you pull out the needle. She pulls out 5 pies. So clearly, it's on exactly the same level as a heroin or meth addiction. And she goes on to say, who's to say what addiction is worse? Really, what is worse? Having an extra dessert? Or, mainlining heroin? It's practically the same sort of addiction. So she's force-feeding a sadness. If she wasn't sad, she wouldn't have these problems. And it's like a place on her shoulder. It places a place on her shoulder. That's how many levels deep it goes. And there's a vacant sign. She's feeling very empty. And again, despite our poetess's pain and struggle, she always finds at least one line in a piece that, quite frankly, almost brings tears to my eyes. And in this piece, we all know the line. It'll come up in the exam. Please write it down if you haven't already noted. Creamy cheeses is a shimmer to an outlet. So, again, she's reinterpreting shimmer. She likes to use shimmer a lot. I would imagine living in such a dark place, words like shimmer give her a little hope, a little glee. There's nothing that can stop her, she goes on to say. Really, it's just a cheap activity. So perhaps if the snacks were more expensive, this wouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure what she's exactly saying. She's got glossy, greasy fingers, but they've got, some burn marks on their blankets from hashish. Hashish is legal now, so... And again, who's to say I'm better than you? She's not saying she's any better than a heroin addict. She understands that they are at least at the same level. We are the same in an unhealthy addiction, a sad mind, and name. She's just feeling like she's carrying on the family legacy of this kind of pain. Again, I warned you, this is a difficult piece, and there's no gleeful denouement in this one. It just leaves us quite frankly rather sad. Shall we go to the next piece? Addiction. Addiction comes in all shapes and sizes. Addiction comes in all colors and surprises. Yelling your name, stroking your pain. Little do you know it's all actually in vain. Sweet addiction, hard satisfaction. Accept it once, you want more. Accept it twice, the grief is a chore. Addiction for food is all in one. Comfort at the highest level. Glossing a shield from the sun. Bearing emotions with a candy-coated shovel. How can I say no when it makes me feel alive? Afterwards, it hurts like a knife. Issues upon issues, struggling with life. Casting a shadow, such a horrible place. Addiction makes me insane. This is my world, not a game. Bitter aftertaste, still, it never goes to waste. Sorrow creeping in from temptation. Guilt eroding with no hesitation. Wanting to be free from such an addiction to me. Free like a bird, maybe a pigeon. Words dwell as I swell, hoping one day I will do well. Written in a minute. Here I'm sittin', not accepting my fate. I shall be better by this time next year. Not a single doubt I cannot fear. Hoping is the end. Needing is where I began. So this piece is called Addiction. Our poetess is not beating around the bush with this title. She's just going right in, addiction. She also knows she's not unique. It comes in all shapes and sizes. She always takes responsibility for things. She knows she's not special or unique. It's probably part of where she gets her strength from. It's yelling her name, it's stroking her pain. Her phraseology is so unique. You don't find phrases put together like that for most. She also weaves into this piece a lot of food-related phrases in a very subtle way to remind us that her addiction is actually with food. She says, sweet addiction. Very subtle. She goes on to talk about a candy-coated shovel. Again, very subtle wording. Now, in every piece, there is that sentence that is breathtakingly lyrical and beautiful. And in this piece, for me, it's glossing a shield from the sun. Do you feel a little choked up? I do. Because in her darkest moments, when she looks up and she sees that shield from the sun, what does she do? She glosses it. She's amazingly strong. Amazingly strong. We can feel her pain and her struggle. The addiction is making her insane. She's tempted, pardon me. She feels guilty and she wants to be free like a pigeon. Now, it's no surprise to me that out of all the birds, she would pick a pigeon because clearly it is one of the most noble of the flying creatures that we have. And it signifies hardiness and strength in the face of challenges. So a pigeon is the logical, beautiful choice for the kind of bird she wants to be free as. But, of course, she's going to pick that. She has a way with these things. And in her darkest moment, is she going to sit and feel sorry for herself? Not our poetess. She's not accepting her fate. She's told us in 1 year she's going to be better. She's put her foot down. Not a single doubt she cannot fear. She has strength beyond measure. She has strength beyond measure, and even in her deepest, darkest, most painful moments, she still sees that sun shield. It's breathtaking. Let's take a look at the third piece, and let's hope the professor gets all the technology right this time. I am not like the moon. I'm not like the moon. I won't shimmer in the dark and make you look at me in astonish. I don't come with my hair in place. My makeup is oddly uneven some days. I can be a mess, my pieces scattered throughout. My mood changes like the seasons. I'm not beautiful, like the bottom of the tropical ocean. I'm not always soft like the satin sheets I moan in. I come with uncomfortable, uncountable flaws that were sewn together to create a basket full of insecurities. I'm keeping secrets to protect my name. I've gone too long. Nothing stays the same. I'm not like the moon. I don't give this world a feeling of joy nor peace. I skip showers. I'm too early. I run out of steam. I'm too lazy. My health is shaky and my mental stability is rocky. My emotions are a tangled, unknown game. I don't always get dressed. Sometimes I want to lie on a mattress of shame. I chase love like I'm chasing a dream. I have walls up like I'm blocking out a monster. I'm not like the moon. I'm afraid of what's in the dark. I'm not intelligent like a rose's shape. My talents are low, almost misplaced. Sometimes I wish I was wearing a beautiful mask. I'm carrying 405 pounds of body, longing for the feeling of being pretty. The mirror is my enemy. I stuff my face with calories when I'm feeling abandoned. I blame my appearance for everything that's been shattered. I'm constantly sensitive, thinking everyone's out to get me. I'll question every truth you throw, wondering if they're just easy statements. My clothes don't always match. I make a scene when I'm feeling ugly. I have tear-streaked cheeks. My scars, both physical and mentally, will always haunt me. I'm the artwork of someone who wanted to make a bunch of imperfections. Can I be like the moon? Gorgeous, yet oddly positioned. Gentle, yet strongly believed in. Bright, yet still mysterious. Perfect, yet imprinted as not. I'm not like the moon. The moon is chasing the night like it's chasing a reason. I'm a girl chasing love like I'm chasing a dream.
Hello? It's Joe, look.
Hello.
Sick of you playing these games.
That is our
You're coming
third
to
and
work with me.
final piece. Sorry about that interference. And certainly the most honest and touching of the pieces we're looking at tonight. I'm not like the moon. Again, we know our poetess loves to reference planets. She has an affinity for Pluto. She often wants to go there. But she's not like the moon. The moon shimmers, and she won't shimmer. Again, the word shimmer. You'll see through the course, I'm sure, if you're taking notes, because this is going to come up in your final, the themes and the words that she weaves through. And there are words that she weaves through despite the mood of the piece, whether it's a lust piece, a love piece, or even here in addiction. Shimmer comes up again. I think that shimmer is her key for hope, because she always has hope. Here she's very honest. She talks about her appearance in a very genuine way. Her hair isn't always in place. Her makeup can be messy. She's not beautiful like the bottom of the ocean. If you've seen the bottom of a tropical ocean, it can be very beautiful. I'm not talking, she doesn't mention coral reefs. She's mentioning the bottom of the ocean. Because her soul is that deep. So she feels an affinity to that. And of course, she is a very sexual person. We've discussed this before. Her sensuality leaks out her pores. She can't write a piece without having a little sensual moment, situation type of deal. In this piece, she's not always soft like the satin sheets that she moans in. So you can almost picture our poetess moaning in her satin sheets. Another theme she uses that I want you to take a note of is the basket weaving. I don't know if perhaps she had taken a previous basket weaving course, but it does come up a lot in her work. Here, her basket is full of insecurities. She's already woven it in a previous piece, but you see how she works it in again. And then she goes back to reinforcing her insecurities. We won't go into them. There are far too many to go into, and she touches on all of them. But she's not like the moon because she's afraid of the dark. And I think that this is not a metaphor. I think it's quite literal. Because, well, she's a bit of a timid girl. She's demure and a little shy. So being a little afraid of the dark would fit with her character completely. And she's not as intelligent as a rose's shape. It's beautiful. Her words are like flowers in a garden. And then she goes back to the kind of hateful speech about how she eats when she's feeling abandoned. And she blames her appearance for all of the things that have gone wrong in her life. It's touching because it is very deep, and this is actually feels very real, this part of her piece. Given all her difficulties, she admits she doesn't make it always easy on other people. She says she makes a scene when she's feeling ugly. Her clothes don't always match. These are very important things. She can't be like the moon, and again she sings the praises for the moon. It's gorgeous, but it is oddly positioned. I've often thought that myself. And it's gentle but strongly believed in. Our poetess, if you have time to dig into the archives of any of our poetess's other work, she works in many media, not just in poetry. You could see she has taken a very, I'll say, controversial stance on the moon landing. Not everybody agrees with her. But again, because she has the strength of character to stand in her own beliefs, she has no problem espousing publicly that she does not think the moon landing existed. I'll leave that up to you. This course is not covering that. I just wanted to note it because it's important in her history here, where she says the moon is gentle, but it is strongly believed in. She doesn't say she believes in it. These are things that you wouldn't really pick up on unless you, but I know that most of our class is well versed in more of her media than just her poetry. And she finishes off again that the moon is chasing the night like it's chasing a reason. Because she's chasing a reason. She needs to have a reason for why life has treated her so poorly. She was dealt a very bad hand, and it's just quite frankly not fair. She's a girl chasing love like she's chasing a dream. Now that's a sad finish for this poem, but you should note that this poem is actually from 2015. So where she mentions carrying a body of 405 pounds, that was quite a while ago. So we can't judge her on that. That's not her present weight, and that's not have anything to do with our poem. Just interesting to note, this is from 2015. She was chasing love like she was chasing a dream, but we know that this author has found love, and more than once, and very quickly. But she's endearing. So, of course, why wouldn't she find love quickly? So that's our trilogy for tonight. Our look at the poetess AMBERLYNN REIDS' struggles with the themes of addiction. I hope you've taken some good notes. The exam will be coming up. But at least you've got videos to reference back to. I apologize for our technical difficulties tonight. As I said, I've got tenure coming soon. They've made some sundowning comments. I can't speak to that. But I hope you got the information you need. My door is always open if you want to see me after class and you have any questions. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't miss any classes. Be kind.